Hello, welcome to Karen's World. Welcome. Yes, my name is Karen. I'm happy that everybody's here to listen to what I have to say. Last week I went to a gala. It was held by Griffin Hospital gala. We had all doctors, nurses, every medical person from the hospital. One big room. We ate in one big room. It had to be over 1,000 people. And it was really joyful. It was a nice atmosphere. There were a lot of good things going on. I liked the bidding. And they raffle things off and then you bid on it. And it did fine. We did okay. It was a very nice evening. But at the end, the man who is the CEO in charge of Griffin Hospital, he mentioned to everybody over the mic, we're going to help them now. We're going to help them. Here's for referring to people who have a mental health concern. I don't call it mentally ill anymore. We call it mentally health program. Anyway, what we did was the CEO at the last gala we had, he spoke about people who have a mental health concern. Mental health includes a lot of different diagnoses. The mind can be sick in one area and be fine in another. With the illness, people could have a mood disorder, smiling one minute and then depressed again. And they get these highs and lows. And we have to be more in tune to this. We must realize they are people first. They're not dictated by the health, the mental health concern. They are dictated by themselves. Now you may ask me what happens when a person develops a mental illness. Many of the people said that we're born with it. Well, I'm not so sure that's true. When I was 3 years old, I was thinking clearly. I was sad all the time because of the way my family treated me. So with that said, I went on with my life. And I had terrible thoughts. My behavior was bad, but I never gave up. I kept fighting and fighting to reach the top of the pole that I could ever imagine. My light lit up a line into heaven. What's wrong being able to talk to God? What's wrong with being able to talk to Jesus? They love us. They want to help us. And we should help ourselves. Everyone should help all of the people with a mental concern. The manhunt showed this man who's a Marine, who's special forces. And I'm going to say, that man probably was fine before he went into the war. Traumatic experiences makes you turn your body, mind, and spirit inward. We become scared and frightened. When I was young, I was thinking clearly. It was the abuse I suffered that altered the chemicals in the brain. And I'd like the scientists to follow up with this and give us an exact reason. How did the person have a mental health concern? And don't forget, the behavior too is changed. So that's what I think. It was done by outside forces. I turned inward and would talk to people, I wouldn't look up at people, I wouldn't make eye contact, and I never spoke to anybody unless I was spoken to. That was the rules in my family in regards to me. And I fought and fought and fought until I had a major collapse where I just couldn't eat anymore, couldn't do anything. I was so depressed and sad. finally I was at a point where I needed to have help with this. And nobody, no mentally health concerned person should have to go do this alone. Get help. Now, this man did a violent crime. He shot 18 people, died. He was probably had a lot of anger inside. He had to vent, and that's what he did. Another thing, having the experience in living with a mental health concern, it doesn't mean that you're a killer, that you kill people. They kill themselves. Yes, they hear voices. Yes. We're receiving messages from heaven. And sometimes they're confusing because heaven is different than earth. People, you must have much more understanding and feel bad for these people. They struggle. Now, if a person is ill, like this man was ill, he reached out for help, but he didn't receive it. He probably was having voices say bad things, to do bad things. Who knows? We don't know what's going on in this man's level of consciousness. We don't know what he's thinking. We just assume. So, continuing on. My people are mentally ill. I went to high school. I attended a Bachelor of Science degree in physical education. And I got my master's degree in exercise physiology. Had my own business. Worked at a physical therapy office. And other places. I was a lifeguard when I was in college. And later in my life, when I graduated college, I went on to get my paramedic degree. I did that for 2 years, getting my degree. And then I gave that up because it was too stressful, too much anxiety. So that was my story. And I did all that without medication. I did all that. I didn't know anything about mental health. I didn't know anything about it. All I know is I was having a terrible time to think. So I really believe my occurrence with mental health was brought to me from outside forces, from the people that I had interacted with. That's who I think caused me to have a breakdown and then into a health concern. I did pretty good. I did really good. Now everybody can tolerate the illness when they're on medication and keep their medication. Always have your medication, always take it. And what happens in my feelings in this, we tend to withdraw. We're all very intelligent. Very, very intelligent people. Because I know a lot of people who have mental health concerns. I bet you everyone we know has some type of problem with their thinking and thoughts. So we can talk to God and Jesus. Is that a bad thing? Well, with me, I have done a lot of good things. I also wrote a book. I produced a professional aerobic dance class for children. Kids exercise therapy. I wrote another exercise book. So I don't sit home and just mope. I get out there. I take on these challenges and just to do my best. To prove to all of you out there that people with a mental concern can do extraordinary activities like I have done. If I had a breakdown, put on medication, it was a while to come to terms with my condition. So when I was at this gala the other day, about last week, and the CEO, his name is Patrick, he said our hospital is going to develop, create, and build a section for people with mental health concerns. Because he told the doctors now we should help us. Why not? Why not help us? We have feelings, we have emotions. It's a behavioral. Remember, the mind controls the whole body. Your thinking, your emotions, how you interact and react to emotions. And the mental health concerned people usually use any weapon you could find, jumping off of a cliff or jumping off of heights on like hotel rooms, and they have a balcony. They could jump off and commit suicide that way. And it's very, very sad if these people do commit suicide. We should never have that happen. So yes, I agree, keep the hands of guns away from mental health concerns. But you just think how many people have been saved who have a medical condition, who have been saved because people around them who love them make sure they don't get any guns in their hands to do harm to themselves. They harm themselves first. When I was sick one day, going from one medication to another, I stayed at home. I didn't go to the hospital. I stayed at home. And you have to have one med come down at the same time the other med comes up. And at that point is where I had difficulties with my health. I was walking around the coffee table 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm switching meds. One has to come up and the other one has to go down. So I did that. I was walking around that coffee table, shaking, quivering, sadness and upsetness. But by the morning, that new medication took over and I had been fine. Yes, I was fine. I was lucky. I told my psychiatrist, don't have anybody go change their medication. They should be in the hospital when they change medications or change anything that makes things more difficult for the person who lives with a mental health concern. For those who are having a difficult time, and this goes for the people who are in the military, if you want to talk to someone, you have concerns, you have any questions, dial 988. I talked to a national therapist on the phone. She gave me some ideas, which is to tell everybody, call 988 and they'll help you. And this woman was a lovely woman. She was very helpful. She wanted to help us. And she's there with understanding and love for us. She shared how much she cared and that every life is important, no matter how you live it. So I have been going for psychotherapy since 1989. In the past 3 to 4 years, I go once a week. And that is to adjust, not adjust my meds are good, but to stay in reality check when I talk to my counselor, to ask, did I do this right? Did I behave right with this? And question my behavior and my interaction with others so that I don't upset them. My thinking is a little different than others, but I am very, very intelligent. And I want to share that knowledge, and I will continue doing shows like this so that everyone could learn something new each time. So, this incident, you call it mentally ill, mental health concern, a mental disorder, not mentally ill. People, they're nice people. Don't be afraid of them. They kill themselves before they kill others. And any time I wanted to hurt someone, I went away. I go elsewhere. I go elsewhere. Get out of that situation, move on. And I could call a doctor anytime, 24/7. And that person, everyone you know, anybody with a mental concern or not, to know this number, 988, to call when in despair. Again, I have a mental health concern. I treat it. I go to counseling once a week, and I've learned a lot. I have progressed immensely. It's amazing what I can do today. I help many, many people, and I hope you people learn to understand what's going on with people with a mental health concern. Please be understanding, be empathic, care about them. They don't hurt people, very seldomly. So be kind, be loving to them, and listen to them. And then if need be, encourage them to seek out psychological health, medical health. So I want to say this. Today's a good day to have a good day. Today is a good day to have a good day. Let's help those people with mental concerns so they can continue to live a life of success. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Blessings.